Today we're going to listen to something called an informational text, and you've heard me say that word before. This is basically a nonfiction story that we're going to read, and it's going to give us facts about a topic. As we're reading, we're listening for details and facts about what our topic is. We're looking for any type of headings that stand out. We're looking for pictures with labels and captions. And as we're reading, I want you to see if you can find your important ideas from our read aloud. So this is where you are going to take your important ideas and you're going to put them together and see if you're learning new things about what our text is about. What does it really mean to you? How can you relate to it? Before we read, let's look at some words. And our first word is popular. Say popular with me. Popular. If something is popular, many people know about it and they like it. And fossils. Say fossils with me. Fossils. So fossils are what is left of plants and animals from long ago, and they can be found in rocks. And we can see in our picture that we see a fossil of maybe some kind of snail, some kind of shell that was from a long time ago, and it made its imprint into the rock. And then the word rim. Say rim. Rim. A rim is the place where something ends, or it's the edge of it. Say the word hike. Hike. When you hike, you go on a long walk. It looks like our two people in our picture are going on a hike. They're going on a long walk. And then you have the word affect. Say affect. If things affect something else, they will change it in some kind of way. So in our picture, it looks like the water might affect our boy by cooling him off. So let's look at our story. Remember, this is called Grand Canyon. Think about what our topic may be and listen for really important ideas from our author. We're going to build some background about national parks.
Nature is all around us, but some places are so special that they are set aside for everyone to enjoy. These extra special places are called national parks. Often, national parks show off features of the land that can't be seen anywhere else. Grand Canyon National Park is one example. The canyon is amazing. It is about a mile deep and 18 miles wide. There, the Colorado River carved through layers of rock over many, many years to create a huge, beautiful canyon with breathtaking views.
It does look very pretty. I'm going to turn my reading highlighter on. Grand Canyon by Sarah Gilbert.
Welcome to Grand Canyon National Park. Wow, look at all that rock. At the Grand Canyon, you can look deep into the earth. Some of the rocks are millions of years old.
Okay, so what does this photo show? It shows Grand Canyon National Park. How did I know that? Well, when I was listening, it told me, welcome to Grand Canyon National Park.
The Grand Canyon is in Arizona. It became a national park in 1919. It is one of the most popular national parks in the United States. Grand Canyon National Park, Arizona. Havasu Creek, below. Pinyon Juniper Woodlands. Next page, rocks and a river. The Grand Canyon covers more than 1 million acres. Some of it is desert. Other parts have lots of trees. It is cooler in the forests.
So I'm thinking about important things. And as I'm listening to our story, I'm hearing these important things about the Grand Canyon. So it's telling me that it's been a national park for a long time and that many people visit it. I think about other parks that I visited and what they are like. So I'm going to keep this in my mind as I'm learning more about the Grand Canyon. So why does the author include a map on this page? Here is our map. They include a map on this page to help us know where the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona are located. So when it read this little small print to us, it's telling us that the orange right here is Arizona. And then the star on the orange is the Grand Canyon National Park. And when it read this part to us, that's telling us what this photo is. So it's of Havasu Creek, and it tells me the below. So that's this picture below. And then this one, the Juniper Woodlands over here. That's what this is a photo of.
The Colorado River runs through the Grand Canyon. It made the canyon walls. The rock layers are different colors. People can find fossils in the rock. A fern fossil, right. Taraweep Overlook, below. Canyon creatures. More than 500 kinds of animals and birds live here. The endangered California condor is one of them. Condors are the biggest birds in North America.
Okay, so look up here. Here's our fossil. And it told us that this is a fern fossil. A fern fossil, that means this was a plant at one time. You can see the leaves right here, and you can see the stem right here. Our caption tells us a fern fossil. And then our heading over here was canyon creatures, and it said the endangered California condor. This is an animal that lives in the Grand Canyon. Well, it says it's endangered. So let me tell you what endangered means. Endangered means it's very rare and it could stop existing. That means there's only just a few of them left in the world.
There are about 2,000 kinds of plants in the park. A few are found only in the Grand Canyon. They do not grow anywhere else. A cactus, right. A white fir tree, below. Beautiful view.
Okay, so before we read this next page, what are some important ideas you learned from these last two pages, from 79 and 80? Think about that. Here's what I learned, that there are many different kinds of plants and animals that live in the Grand Canyon, and some can only be found here, no other parts of the world. So what does this mean to us? So I think about the plants and the animals that I know, and I wonder if any of those plants and animals live in the Grand Canyon. So what the plants that you might see at the school's garden, or maybe you have in your own backyard, I wonder if those also could be found in the Grand Canyon.
News. Almost 5 million people visit in a year. You can ride a bus around the rim. You can hike down into the canyon. You can even raft on the Colorado River.
So 5 million people visit in a year. I wonder at what time of year most of those people visit. And the park must be very, very big to have that many visitors.
It can get very hot in the canyon. Drink lots of water. Look out for wild animals like mountain lions, too. Do not try to feed them. A mountain lion, below. Park visitors can see across the canyon for miles. Next page. Sunset.
Okay. So why do you think the author included the advice about visiting the park? the advice for drinking lots of water and looking out for wild animals. I think they did that to let the reader know that the park can be a dangerous place.
At the Grand Canyon is a special time. Watch the sun sink below the beautiful rocks.
Okay, so the sun is setting at the Grand Canyon. Many people visit the Grand Canyon. They hike, raft, and watch the sunset. I can gather that the people visit the Grand Canyon because it's a good place to explore, and I think it would be a great place to visit. So let's turn and look at this little activity. So here's how you might build your own quick canyon kind of thing. So just a little activity that if you have some time, you could try and do. So let's listen to it.
Activity: Canyon creation. Materials needed: sandbox or pile of sand, hose or bucket of water. Step 1. Create a flat, thick area of sand. This will be the earth. Step 2. Starting at one end of the sand, pour some water on it to make a river. What happens to the sand as the river runs through it? Step 3. Add more water. Pour some of it quickly and some of it slowly. How does the speed affect what happens to the sand? Does the path of the river change? What happens to the walls around it?